Where's your brake fans, damn it? Oh, that's right. This is the early hit entertainment era of the CGI where there's absolutely no brake fans in sight.
Double Trouble. The Early Bird. On the island of Sodor, all of the engines on search the engines chuffed cheerfully. Everyone was smiling. Everyone on Sodor liked to be really useful. They huff and they puff to do their best for Sir Topham Hatt's railway. The biggest present of all. For all the engines on the island of Sodor, Buzzy Bees. It was a fine summer morning on the island of Sodor. Liked to be busy. And most of all, they liked to please Sir Topham Hatt. Thomas's tall friend. The island of Sodor has many wonderful places to work for Sir Topham Hatt's railway. Toby and the Whistling Woods. There had been a storm. Beautiful morning on the island of Sodor. All the engines were excited. It was a snowy winter's day on the island of Sodor. Sir Topham Hatt was waiting for Thomas at Knapford Station. Thomas and Scruff. On the island of Sodor, all the engines are busy engines, jitters and japes. On the island of Sodor, so Gordon decided to take the quiet track to the Duke and Duchess's summer house. Henry is a happy engine. All the engines were excited. There was on Sir Topham Hatt's railway. Flynn was in the steamworks. At the the island of Sodor, all the engines puffed proudly. Percy puffs proudly with his mail cars. And then there's Brendam Docks. At Brendam, there's always something new to discover. It was foggy. Percy chuffed carefully. Henry was huffing down Gordon's hill. He was steaming very slowly. Henry wasn't happy. The slow clickety-clack of Henry's wheels on the track. Island of Sodor, all the engines are very proud of their railway. They want everyone to know how proudly they puff and how cheerfully they chuff. One morning, the engines were at Tidmouth Sheds. Thomas clickety-clacked along the tracks, and he saw the photographer. Further down the track, Thomas found the photographer. It was a hot, sunny day on the island of Sodor. All the engines chuffed cheerfully. Emily whooshed by. At the next junction, the right track went past the bakery. It was planting time on the island of Sodor. The engines puffed and chuffed as the Coles farm, pulling flatbeds of straw. On the island of Sodor, there are lots of engines, best of friends, but they all want to be really useful. The engines on Sodor work hard to keep the island clean and tidy, but the engines are always happy because they all want to be really useful. And rattled and roared. Thomas chuffed away. Sodor Surprise Day. It was a special day on the island of Sodor. The engines huffed and puffed with excitement. It was winter on the island of Sodor. The fields were frosty, the tracks were icy, and the wind whistled and wheezed through the engine's wheels. But that didn't stop the engine smiling. Then Thomas puffed up. He was pulling his party cakes. Emily puffed out of the steamworks as fast as her wheels would whir. Muddy Matters. On the island of Sodor, there are lots of farms. There are pig farms, dairy farms, and sheep farms. All the engines on the island of Sodor have different jobs. Henry pulls the flying kipper. Edward, James, and Emily haul freight as well as passenger trains. Whiff is the garbage engine. He likes to collect all the garbage on Sodor. Some of Emily's coal cars. Whiff chuffed happily away.
Goodbye, Emily!
On the left track, he saw Edward pulling flatbeds of fence posts. Hills of Sodor, the narrow gauge engines puff and chuff their hardest. Sometimes they chuff too hard, and then there's trouble. Proudly, and always helping each other to be really useful. One morning, Thomas puffed into Brendam docks. Even remembered that it was the winter holidays. Thomas' little engine stopped. They saw the Christmas tree.